Hi traders, my name is Shagun Chat 247. I train traders how to trade in harmony with the market. Today is the 28th of April 2024. This is the Forex weekly trade planning session. Planning is one of the most important things you have to do as a trader, and you must do it prior to your trading. There are times when you do it daily before you start your trading day, but I feel doing your plan before the trading week starts give you the best unbiased objective state of mind. Let's start with the analysis. Basically, what I normally do, and for those that are watching my video for the first time, I go through the I go through the indices, basically the US dollar index, euro, and the Australian dollar, and the rest of the major ones. Okay, so we want to find a directional bias, basically what is going on. And as you know, also we like to count the wave, because the wave count, which is the wave structure, I'm gonna show you. The wave structure is actually the only thing that remains constant in the market, no matter what time frame or what pair you're trading. This is the only thing that is constant in the market. It goes through the cycle. You might have them extended in some cases, but it's still the same. You just have to learn how to do this, which I do. Okay, so this is the US dollar index. And as you can see, the price from here, I'm not looking at everything else. Okay, from here, we had a uptrend 0 1 2 3 4 5. Now price is coming down to give us a correction. In a short in the short term, the correction, I believe, has ended, because the price traded above the last two daily high. Look at this, price went below. If you keep an eye on this last green candle, which was Friday, price traded below Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, and came above to close above the two daily highs. And that for me is a buy signal. Okay, I don't even need to do that now. Let's just put this as green. So kind of bullish, okay, the US dollar, and we're expecting a break of this momentum high for a continuation. So that's the picture of the dollar. Then we have the euro. I've done all the wave structures. We have 0 1 2 3 4 5 downtrend. Now we are seeing a reset 0 ABC. Okay, and this thing we should be expecting a continuation, especially with the strength in the US dollar. Australian dollar is the same 0 1 2 3 4 5. We've seen a pullback, and the Swiss very strong, very weak. Okay, very extended actually, and you can see how the last wave, which is 4 to 5, was very extended to the downside. So be careful selling the Swiss, because you may have a pullback. This is the only one that did not give us a strong pullback. So this thing might go through a little bit of sideways before they move to the upside. Then the JPY, wow, JPY has been sold very strongly. Okay, but you see now we are at the end of the wave, and this wave 4 to wave 5 has been broken into three places. You can see here 0 1 2 3 4 5. You could do this actually for the wave 5. Okay, this here, that's the structure. When the pullback is about to start, this is the first area that the pullback will come to, and that will turn into a strong trend on the 1 hour, the 4 hour, and so on. So we have to bear that in mind. Then we go to the pound, the same thing, 0 1 2 3 4 5. We've seen a nice re- retracement, which is a normal behavior. You have to think about it this way. Okay, if you look at this price, we have an uptrend here, bases out, then made a high, and they pull back, and this pullback became a downtrend. Okay, we are trading below the structure, which is the key structure here, and they've tested that structure. And if the dollar continues to strengthen, this thing is going to continue going down. So let's do the card. Card is the weakest pair, and I'm going to explain to you. Okay, the wave structure one was divided into three waves or five waves, three directional, then five overall waves. Okay, then we have the pullback of 2, 3, 4, 5. That is a momentum low. Then we have a new wave started, 0, 0, 1, 2. 2 is always a sell point. If I go back here, you have to buy at 2. You have to buy at 2. You have to buy at 2. And it's the same thing. If you flip this over, sell at 2, sell at 2. And this is where we are right now. This is 2. As long as the pullback is finished, this thing is going to continue downside. So you have to bear that in mind. So last but not the least is the New Zealand. It's the same thing. The first wave structure followed by a stronger pullback, then 3, 4, 5. This has been broken down into five waves as well. You could actually say this two was broken down into five waves. So we can say this is 0, 1, then 2. You can see this one, it was just a pin above the starting point. So that is acceptable. Then we have another double 3, 4, and 5. You see that? Okay. And that is your wave structure. We've seen the pullback. If when they finish this thing is going to continue lower. All right, so that is basically the picture of the indices in a nutshell. The only bullish pair right now where we stand is the US dollar index. Okay, so I do something. I normally look at this from different angle basically, and I'm showing you everything today because this is very important. And this is our currency strength index. What I normally do when I'm free is I just collate all the data from the 4 hours, the daily, and the weekly. We put it together. We come up with these numbers like this. We come up with a ranking system. So the Aussie has been the one that moved, is ranking the highest, followed by the pound in terms of positive, and the JPY is the weakest. And you saw it on the chart. Okay, my mentor always say, think like a fundamentalist, trade like a technician. In another word, what we are saying is trade what you see. Okay, then we have this pairing based on this ranking system as buy pairs. We have a lot of buy pairs. These are all the buy pairs, and this is the only sell pair. We may have more than that, but I don't want to do too much. So today we're going to go to the chart. I'm only going to do the pound dollar, dollar, Aussie yen, CAD yen, and if I'll do the US dollar card. Then if time permits, I'm going to do the pound yen and the euro US dollar. So most of the work has been done. I'm just going to go through it for you at least to have the numbers. So let's go to the 4-hour chart. I'm going to hide the this one. Then we have a better looking chart, and this is the pound US dollar. Okay, we were buying this last week, and I said it, I emphasized it many times that the trend is still to the downside, and that corresponds to what we saw on the index basically. So let's not worry ourselves too much about this. Let's focus around here. We've seen a completed wave structure. So this here is the last low where the exuberance of the sellers has ended, and we call this a momentum low. But this four here, the lower high that made a lower low, is a structure. So we label this four as a structure. This is the 4-hour chart. I'm not going to go lower than that. We can do the lower time frames during the week when we have time to do those. So that's the four. The simple rule that you have to follow is this: above the structure you buy, below the structure you sell. I believe this thing has finished its pullback, and if the price comes below the structure, you do not want to be a buyer. You have to look for opportunity to sell, and that is the pound US dollar. But if the price starts to come back and trade above the highs, maybe the high of Thursday and Friday, then we may say they want to go for a deeper correction in the price. So if you do this, Okay, because we have a completed wave structure, I tend to use the Fibonacci, okay, just to draw from the high to the low, the starting point to the momentum low, to find a good trade inside the sell zone, sorry. So let's do this. I'll leave this as red because the price is coming down, and this is your major sell zone there, and that is the pound US dollar for the week commencing the 28th of April. So let's do the next one, which is the Australian dollar. This is very similar, but you see the Aussie, the Aussie hasn't completed the wave structure. This is the extended one, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So what we're going to do with this one is this. Instead of measuring from the high, we're going to measure the 2 to 3 to give us a clue of what is going to happen. Okay, you can break down, we can do this during the week by breaking this down, probably looking at the 1 hour chart to see a structure here. But I can see this one here, I can see this one here, but this is not the time to do that. Let's just do this. You can see this price is trading in the sell zone of the Fibonacci. Okay, once they finish this move, you probably need to wait for a break and a retest before you sell the Aussie. Or if you can drill down to the 15 minutes on 1 hour chart, I'm sure we can find a sell here. Okay, however, if price starts to break the high, wait for a pullback and look for a buying opportunity. But the trend is still to the downside, and in a downtrend, if you don't have a reason to buy, don't buy it. Okay, a pullback, every pullback in a downtrend or a secondary trend is an opportunity for you to trade in the direction of the trend. This is what we call the discounting in price. Okay, that's the Australian dollar, US dollar. Let's look at the next one, which is the Australian dollar, Japanese yen. Like I said before, all the yen pairs have just rallied like crazy. But what we have here is a completed wave structure. Look at this: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That 5 was massive. Look at this. And they kept on pushing this. Be careful selling the yen pairs, even though the time is coming where a sell could be valid, but you have to know what you're doing. This is a strong move. Okay. Another thing is, the stronger the move, when they are going to sell it, the stronger the sell will become. So with this one, just be patient in order before you enter the trade. I'm not I'm tempted to go down, but we're not going to do that, to go down into the lower time frame. But by these 4 hours, you can see you don't have any technical reason right here to sell. There's no even reference. Price is trading at a new all-time high on the yen pair, so be careful shorting the yen. Wait for a break and a retest that failed, then you can take the trade to the downside. So it's going to be the same for all the yen pairs, but these are the ones, if they start to sell it, the short is going to be very profitable when that happens. But you cannot predict that. Okay, that's the Aussie yen, the card yen, which is one of our favorite pair. This one I like it because the 4 to 5, we were able to draw the wave structure, and the picture is very clear to us here that the even though the card was very weak, which is, if they start to sell the yen, if they start to buy the yen, I mean, the card yen will be our preferred sell based on what I shared with you here. Okay, this is a strong established downtrend. So if any buying comes into the yen pair or the yen basket, okay, the card yen will be the number one for me to sell. Okay, so I'm not going to go too much in depth of this. We can do that during the week, but the main picture is this: this is a strong move, and at the end of a strong trend, they always expand the wave, they always extend the wave to make everybody uncomfortable, and eventually they will pick up their order and the price will go in the other direction. All you have to do is to be patient and to look at the price, maybe 5 minutes chart trend changing pattern, a confirmed downtrend on a smaller time frame, and a reset of that trend will give you a better trade to trade against this. But any any pullback that did not break or that did not change the path of least resistance, you have to buy this thing. So you have to buy the yen pairs. So that's basically the Cardian. Let's look at the US dollar, Canadian dollar. Okay, this is is look at this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at where price is trading. This one is one of the bread and butter that you have to do this. The low to the high, change the color to green, and look at this. We've seen 1, 2, 3. What you are waiting for here is the participation. Basically, we have this high here, these 2 data points. That is a lower resistance. The price will need to break that high, but you may have a better trade from a lower time frame. I can see this as a participation move on a 15 minutes chart. I'm actually going to look at that because this one looks. Let's do this first. This here, oh magnet. This here is your buy zone. Okay, we've seen a completed wave structure. The structure is here for this. There's a structure here which will lead to a downtrend again. They may come here, but if they've come here, that means they've come outside of the buy zone. So if this is a strong trend and they are continuing higher, they may skip this move here and go and do the damage at the top before they come back lower. But we are not predicting here. All we want to do is to let the price lead us into what we should be doing. And for me, going to the 15 minutes chart, coming on Monday, we may have a trade. Okay, so what we are looking for is investigating what has happened here. Look at this. So on the news on Friday the price came all the way down. Look at this. This here is 2 data points. They picked all the orders from here. When you see this, the banks are playing. Okay, they set these 2 lows. They came there, reached down, and they pushed the price up. This is now another discount. Okay, if they fail to if they break this low, don't take the trade. They might manipulate the low again. But if they pull back and the pullback fail to take this low, that is your 2. That will be wave structure 2. We are buying the 2 on the 15 minutes chart for a new move to the upside. Okay. And that is the high that I was pointing out on the 4 hour. They may come here. This is another high. This is another interesting area. We have that, and they may reach above here and go into consolidation, but we don't know what will happen. But all I'm saying here is the dollar, from what I can see on the index, on the daily chart, the dollar is about to resume the uptrend. So we are going to position ourselves to capture that. I think this is the last one I'm going to do for the day. I wish you a successful trading week ahead. My name is Shegun 247. Catch you in the next video.